Hi everyone, welcome to this video. I am going back to video making, I guess you could say, for a little while. I have done my Awakening series, and if you haven't seen the Awakening series, all the different videos I've talked about the awakening that's going on right now, what's happening on planet Earth and how we're all being affected and what's going to come, and some healing techniques as well that you can use for yourself. Please have a look at on those videos right now. I'm going to put a link below this video. Okay, so I felt like I couldn't do any more videos for a while. I just felt like I was going like a dead end and I didn't know where to go with it. So I guess this is what this video is going to be about. Information. There is so much information out there, right? We have social media, we have TV, our TV screens, TV shows, news if you watch the news. Oh my gosh, like newspapers, magazines, podcasts, YouTube, right? All these like media, all these different like media outlets, right? However you want to say it. And then on top of that, we have people around us. We have friends, we have colleagues, we have family, we have random people on the street. And everywhere you go, there's just information, right? People have always got something to say. Everyone knows something. Everyone believes they know something. There is information all the time. This whole concept of information has been going on for so long. I feel like at least the last 10 to 15 years, information has like built up, right? And I feel like it's just got to the point where we have got enough of information. Like there is more than information out there, far more than we need. I want to say like far more information than we need. Like even reading books, if anyone enjoys reading books and you're into, learning about new concepts, self-development or whatever, I've been reading some books. There was one recently that I read, which is amazing, an amazing book, and the person that wrote this book is quite obviously really good in this particular field he's talking about. But it's also like, okay, have we not come to the end of information? Like, have we not come to the end of so much information? And that maybe we're kind of getting to some kind of tipping point, or it's coming up to a tipping point. It has to. I can't imagine where else it's going to go. And that maybe we're kind of getting to the point where we have got enough of information, like far more information than we need. And I guess my point is, apart from the fact that was being a bit of my block personally, but also because I know I definitely don't want to be that person sharing information. I don't care about that, to be honest with you. For me, it's like I just, like anyone that's listening to this, that's on their self-development journey and they are working on authenticity and vulnerability. When you go through this journey, this awakening journey, your ego, it just gets deleted more and more, and you care less about let's say knowledge that's not actually knowledge, and more about what do you want to do? Where does that feeling come from within you? And that's what you end up following more and more, because the feeling, which is your heart speaking, is actually not your ego, which is where our ego has been for so long. I know this is a journey that I'm on as well. So we have been told for so long that information, or let's say knowledge, is power. I kind of want to correct that a little bit, because I don't believe knowledge is, forget about belief, even the word belief is not truth. It's not truth. It's all our perception of something, right? And that's not truth, right? Because truth is truth. There's only one truth. And we're all connected to it. But what I'm trying to say is I don't feel that knowledge is power at all. In fact, to me, it feels like an absolute knowing, a knowing that's within probably all of us, which is that it's far more than that. It's not knowledge, it's not information, which is what we've been surrounded by for so long. Maybe it's far deeper and far quieter than that and far more still. Maybe it's more about the inner power that's within us, which is the deepest part in us, which is the inner knowing of us, which I guess you could say is more of a wisdom, like a wiser part of us, a deep knowing within us, rather than information. I feel like when you get to this parts of your life where you are just like completely like overdone with information and all you want is that stillness and that peace, what you start realizing is that not knowing is actually a far more peaceful place than being filled up with information. In fact, you get to a point where you just don't want to know anymore. And what feels good is the nothingness, and not knowing anymore. But I really do feel information there's going to have to be a tipping point. And I feel like we're all going to wake up to this and start trusting ourselves, trusting our hearts, which I feel will be the inner knowing. And in that, what will probably happen is that information will be irrelevant and it will be just us. It will be our inner power that guides us every step of the way, rather than information, which is what we've been used to. I really feel strongly there's going to be a tipping point. And, I'm here with my guides and I'm kind of being told right now we are at the height of information overload, the height of information, right? Overload. Yeah. And it would feel like for some of us, it's overload. For me, it definitely does. And what's going to happen is it's going to explode and we are going to have to end up being right within ourselves completely as we're going through this journey, in complete alignment within ourselves, which is our individual path, no one else's path, our own individual path. So it's going to look differently, to everyone else. And in that's going to be our alignment. That's going to be our the actions will take place. Our life is going to be led through our alignment. So information, in a way, it's not going to matter so much. It's just come to a point where it's just become, I'm being given the word madness. I feel that. And it's going to get to a point where, there's a change, a shift that's going to happen. And it's going to be our alignment that's going to lead the way, and that's the way it's going to go. I mean, to me, that makes so much sense because I feel that already. I feel like the new earth that's coming, this new way of being, which I feel like it's just only a few years away. I could feel it like right there coming very soon. This is the way it's going to go. There's been too much already, too much. And in this information kind of age we're in, I feel like, we can easily get confused. People get confused. Naturally, you hear one thing and you hear another thing. But not just that, apart from the confusion, because we are creating our inner reality, we are creating our reality all the time from our inner selves. What will then happen is that you end up attracting that particular vibration that you're in. So in other words, it almost like you get confirmation. It's some kind of confirmation bias you end up getting, right? Because this is where you are, this is how you feel, this is where you are, and therefore you attract that, and then, that must be true. And then therefore in that way, you can't actually see things as a whole and see things in the truest form it actually is. And that's one of the problems with, I feel, information that's out there right now anyway, and it has been for a while. But if we come back to wisdom and our inner knowing, that wouldn't be a problem. So I feel like there's a shift going to happen in the future very soon. I can feel it coming very soon. And that will be the shift I feel that we all need to get out of this information overload and start coming back to ourselves and trusting ourselves, which is the most important thing.